Hey, what's going down, guys? Talk Norwich City, Jack and Chris. We've just filmed the podcast with the King of Spain. You're about to see it. It's great. It's really, really great.
It's really, really great. The sun is shining, the doves are quiet.
Anyway, a massive thank you to one of our sponsors, Free Treats. You all know about them. They are giving away 2 tickets to the Bristol City game this weekend. 2 tickets.
Whoa.
If you've got friends, take them. If you haven't got friends, find a friend. All you've got to do, links in the description, subscribe to their YouTube channel, and then once you've subscribed, click on the other link.
I've got an idea, Jack.
Which is the video, and comment your Twitter username.
You know what you could do as well?
What's that?
While you subscribe to the Free Treats YouTube channel, you could also just pop your email in on their website and then get a load of free treats to take to the game with you.
Free Treats love giving away free stuff.
Why wouldn't
This weekend they're giving away free tickets to the Norwich City versus Bristol City game. Subscribe to their YouTube channel, comment on the video link in the description with your Twitter username, and we will pick a winner by
You look so tall.
Friday evening. It's because I am tall. Enjoy the podcast. Hey, what is going down, guys? Talk Norwich City here, back for week 26 of the TNC podcast. And of course, 26 is always the big episode. We've rolled out Mr. Simon Lappin. How you doing, my friend?
Very good, yourself.
Even better now you're here.
Yeah. Great to be
It's
here.
an absolute pleasure.
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you.
me. No, thanks for having me.
126 Norwich City appearances,
Yep.
6 seasons through, well, arguably one of the best spells in history at Norwich City.
Just general history or Norwich's history?
Norwich's history. No, I won't go that. I'm not picking you up that much.
No, it was a great roller coaster ride, and as you say, we had some fantastic years under Mr. Lambert. What we did was just incredible, and I loved every minute of it. It was just fantastic, as I say.
2 things. Thing number 1, this man is the first guest in TNC history. He rocks up with chunky chocolate cookies and digestive thins.
See, just a nice guy, that's all.
You just...
Well, my wife did tell me you can't turn up to somebody's
I have to say,
house/studio.
I'm sorry, Russ, but Simon's bettered you here. It's just simple, really. It's just absolutely simple.
I mean, what you should be saying here, Simon, is that you've watched every episode and that you know that
Well, that's
food is
what
a big part.
that's what it was. So
yeah,
I
you
thought
did
I
your
would
research, didn't you?
drop into Tesco and see what they had in the bargain bucket. And
You've got the club card.
I think these are out of date actually. So
Right,
they're
second
out of the
thing.
routine section, yeah.
Second thing, straight away, the elephant in the room, King of Spain.
yep.
Why do you like it? And shall we address you as that during
Why
this podcast?
I don't know. Do I like it? Yes. And you can call me Simon. I'll let you off of that.
Okay.
No, I don't know. It was I think it was the Colchester game. Down there, we won 5-0.
Doherty?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Doc, what a guy.
Poor guy.
And my wife was at the game and she was saying that she'd heard the fans
She started it.
sing it. Yeah,
She started
well, I told her to start it, so, but I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it was, but
Yeah.
it stuck, and I certainly like it and enjoyed it.
It's such a good chant. It's one of the Norwich chants of recent years that just stick
Certainly
out.
different, yeah.
So there's
Certainly
yours, there's Paul McVeigh's, there's a few others, but it's like only a handful. I like that.
Even like a few games this season, it's rung out a couple of times, doesn't it, in like pubs and stuff?
It always
It's
comes
still
out.
going,
By the
yeah.
way, it always
Is my
comes,
wife there again?
it always comes out at Christmas as well. I love that about Norwich fans.
You're a
We
festive
don't-
man?
Of course, yeah.
It always comes out at Christmas. You know, the Paul McVeigh song, Simon Lappin, King of Spain.
Well, Dan Huckerby one's always out at Christmas,
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah, they love that.
Yeah.
We sang it at Leeds away last season with his son, and he absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
Oh, he hated
Tom
it?
hates it, yeah. Absolutely hates it. Just to boost your ego one little bit as well, I told my mum who was coming on tonight, and I was like, Simon Lappin. She was like, I'm definitely watching this one though. So,
Is this the first one she's going to watch?
possibly, I don't know.
We're dragging in the older viewers today.
Bless her.
What did you say?
Hey, first things first, I've got a special shout out to Isaiah Crow. I'm sorry if I've not pronounced your name right, but he's a dedicated TNC fan. He watches every podcast. There's my 2-finger Sheffield
Chris
United.
Wilder.
There's no Chris Wilder tap. So there you go, Isaiah. Big shout out to you.
Big shout out. So, what's your daily routine looking like now? Because obviously,
Yeah, I'm not with a club at the minute,
Yeah.
so
you looking to get back into it, or
well, I snapped my Achilles
Yeah.
in February, so I've recovered from that. Been training a bit on my own with 1 or 2 other people as well, so get myself fit from that. Other than that, it's school run with the kids, and like I say, I'm doing a bit of co-coms and things with BBC Radio Norfolk, which has been great. Really enjoy that.
I've struggled to understand it, Simon, but
what was that?
I've struggled to understand.
So that, and hopefully be doing a bit of work with the foundation at some point.
Nice.
So that's been good. And the other thing I've been doing is I'm trying to finish my private pilot's licence in the next few weeks or month. So
You brought this up off camera, and we were both very shocked
because
It's Canaries, isn't it?
I don't know. It's just different, isn't it?
you think you need to be intelligent. Is that
Definitely not
typical football or
Definitely
whatever?
not
No, it's just something that I've always had an interest in. When I was a kid, it was either football or go to uni to do aeronautical engineering. The opportunity to play football was kind of once in a lifetime, and you can always go back to something else.
Are they still flying to Scotland from Norwich? I think they cut it for a while, didn't they?
They still go to Edinburgh, but the plane that I'm flying, it would take a good 7 or 8 hours.
Whereabouts in Glasgow are you from?
Well, it's from Airdrie, but from Airdrie.
Do you know Giffnock?
I know Giffnock, yeah.
Okay, that's where some of my family are
The
from.
Scottish Riviera.
Oh, yeah. It's all about Giffnock.
So that's my daily routine.
That's fascinating, isn't it?
How have you found? I know you've done some Radio Norfolk stuff, and I think on the whole you've gone down very well. How have you found that kind of analytical look at things? Have you found it tough to almost be critical at times because you knew that you were once?
Yeah,
in that position,
it's the one thing that I've been critical of ex-players, maybe doing a bit of media work. And the thing is, players or ex-players tend to forget very quickly how hard the game is. And then, of course, when you're sitting on that side of it, though, I'm a supporter, so you do understand the frustration, but you see it from a player's perspective, and you maybe don't get as frustrated as a supporter.
So you are a massive Norwich City fan?
Yeah, died in the will, so it's just...
He brings things, he's a City fan.
I've got my TNC mug,
Hey!
which you of course purchased. We didn't.
I brought that with me, of course, from the house. So,
when you were a player, I know we brought this up with Russ, but you say there about the criticism stuff. Did you really care what ex-players were saying about your individual performances or a team performance? Does it get to you, or is it?
No, honestly, it doesn't affect you. You just focus on what you're doing. You don't all of a sudden become a bad player, or because of somebody saying something about you. It's the nature of the beast that you're going to get criticised at some point in your career or your whole career. But it comes with the territory, and if you take too much notice of it, then obviously it will have an effect on your confidence, etc.
Speaking about criticism, myself and Simon had a little chat up the stairs about Russell Martin. Just wanted your thoughts on what's going on with him at the moment.
Well, I've documented so many times. He's a very good friend of mine. We've been here 7-8 years. Been living here together. And family friends. Both our wives are good friends. The kids all play together. So you're not going to get any criticism of us from me. But
I mean, in particular, what we're talking about really is at the moment. He's not in the Norwich fans' good books. Do you think he has deserved some criticism of his recent performances?
No, I honestly I don't. And I know obviously it looks as if I'm biased towards us, which is the case, because I played with him. Like I say, he's a very good mate of mine. We're close. But I read a good article, actually, it was Paul Lambert talking about Grant Hanley, funnily enough, in his time at Blackburn. And players that have been there for a long time, and you look at what Russ has achieved at the club, he's a club captain. And you talk about these players that have been there a long time, done all this, they somehow tend to get overlooked, and the new ones come in, all of a sudden they're the best players in the world. And I'm not saying anything against the players that have come in, but I just think a lot of people have jumped on the bandwagon with us and it's totally, in my eyes, unjustified.
Booing at Millwall.
And you've had him on here, you know the type of guy he is. If Russ has had a bad game or whatever, he'd be the first one to put his hand up and admit it.
Yeah.
But I've actually just been watching the games this season and going through the goals, and there's nothing, like none of the goals actually we've conceded this season have been, if you actually watch, have been directly from Russell, which is it just shows you, if you know what I mean. The one at Fulham, the own goal could have happened. It could have come off any one of the.
It was a great finish.
Well, I would have definitely claimed it as a finish for my goal scoring ratio, but it could have happened to any of the players where the ball was fizzed in the box. So a lot of the criticism that's kind of came as for me has certainly been very harsh, and again I go back to people forget about players what they've done for the club and things, and they've got to remember what a servant he's been to the club.
I don't see the difference in Adam Jury and what he's done for the football club, and Russell Martin and what he's done for the football club. Now, those two players, there's some parallels there, and they're being treated completely differently. Is that the rise of social media? Is that having an impact?
I think the thing you find there is, I think once a player retires, people look back and realise just how good a player they were when they're still playing. And Russ probably knows that he's not at the peak of his career, but he's still got value to bring to this football club. Once Adam retired, it was, and let's not forget, the last couple of years of his career was spent away from the club as well. So I think once a player retires, that's when they get the full kind of recognition of what they've done.
I know, King of Spain, everywhere he goes.
I've not retired yet, but no, I would maybe go along with a bit with that. But as you say, Russell is still young enough; he's got years left in him yet.
How long do you reckon he'll last?
And how many years?
Yeah.
Not life in general.
How many seasons?
He's got a good 3-4 seasons in him at least.
Yeah.
Are you Russ's agent?
I could be.
do you think he'd be a good coach at the football club? Because that's what's on everyone's lips at the moment.
I think that's his long-term plan. But first and foremost, he wants to play for as long as he can, because you speak to any guy that's a coach or a manager and they tell you to play as long as you can, because when you go to that side of it, it's completely different, and you maybe don't get the same buzz as you do as a player.
Or become a pilot.
Yeah.
Simon, let's talk about Norwich's season so far, the transition that we've been through over the summer and we're still definitely going through. It's been a strange start, a fairly slow start, I think, but of course a fantastic win against Sheffield United on the weekend. Did you expect it to be going this way in terms of the start that we've made?
I think, obviously, with the turnaround in playing staff and obviously coaching staff, and even above that, there is going to be a period of inconsistency, which certainly seems the case on the pitch as well. And we were told before the first game of the season at Fulham, be patient, it's going to take time. But football, being football and fans being fans, they tend to get carried away or get too down about things, whereas it is a kind of period of transition and change. There is going to be that. But there's going to come a point when they're going to have to get that consistency. And that doesn't mean years down the line, that means this season there's going to have to be fans are going to have to see, that this is working now. This is we're getting a consistent level of performance and results.
Because that's what happened under Lambert. Let's not forget. Really, in the Championship, we had a good run of games where we were winning consistently. Now, at the moment, I feel like we've got an opportunity to do that. Yeah. We're back in it again. We've won away from home, massive win. We've kept 3 clean sheets in a row, which is great for Angus and great for the defence as well. So I think it's a massive opportunity now to create that momentum.
I mean, in terms of when you were in sort of not even just the Norwich dressing room, but say if you've gone 3-4 games maybe without a win, do the players start to get a little bit twitchy? Do you kind of get that mood around the club? Does it sort of descend into the dressing room?
No, well, obviously football is a confidence thing, but not so much. No, different if it's going a 7 or 8 or 9 game run, but 3 or 4. You just try and remain focused on what you believe in, what you're trying to do, and hopefully you get a result. I think the Birmingham game was a big one, the fact that it was no matter what they do, get a result, no matter how you play, keep a clean sheet and you've got a chance of winning the game, and they managed to do that. It wasn't pretty, they didn't play particularly great or anything, albeit Birmingham didn't create too many chances, didn't really trouble them, but it was 3 points at the end of the day, and it was a huge 3
Come
points.
watch the games.
I was at that game, yes. Adam Drury kindly invited me along to his lounge for some
His lounge.
Exactly.
He loves it, doesn't he?
When's the Simon Lappin lounge coming along?
I don't know about that. We're selling cookies and biscuits.
I'll definitely come, yeah.
So Adam invited me along and I watched that game with him, and we said the same thing before the game, that it doesn't matter how they do it today as long as you get 3 points by hook or by crook. So,
and I think that'll be the case for most games this season, to be fair.
Well, especially going away from home. Everybody wants to watch pretty free-flowing football. Of course we do, but there's going to be games, horrible Tuesday nights away from home somewhere. They're going to have to grind out results, and that's where the Championship's like. That's not just Norwich, that's every team in the Championship that have to do that, and if you can do both sides of it, then even better.
I think the interesting thing I've found so far is obviously Daniel Farke came in. Probably his big selling point was the fact that he had such a solid defence at Dortmund too, but the other one was he did play fairly attractive football, and I think everyone expected him to come in and the football would be so attractive, and we saw first few games we was hitting sort of 60-70% possession.
Yeah,
but now with the games we've won, we've had sort of 40% possession, so he's clearly had to adapt the way he's played, hasn't he?
And you've seen in spells, tidy football, but maybe not cutting edge and creating loads of chances, but keeping the ball in possession. But it's exactly what you said there. You would much rather have the result, and you're not bothered about the possession. Only stat that matters is the result at the end of the day. And maybe they have realised that they need to sacrifice that at times to get the result.
We certainly sacrificed pretty football at the weekend, didn't we? A big win over Sheffield United.
Didn't expect it. Absolutely buzzing about it. I think the manner of which of how we won was very, very impressive. We showed more fight than we have from all the games combined. I really do think that. I think the players have switched on to what is needed to be done away from home to grind out a result, finally. I think the players are starting to blend together. I think there's a buzz. I think it's a watershed moment. I really do believe that. I'm not just saying it. And I think now, as I say, Jack, if you turn that win against Sheffield into another win at Brentford during the week, into another win against Bristol at home, you're looking really lively again. I think it's a big moment for us. I'm just very, very impressed at how well the players they looked up for it. They were fighting for every ball, and that, compared to Millwall, it looks like a complete league apart in terms of performance, to be honest with you.
I think, Simon, I want to ask you this question, because a lot of, especially when in recent years when Norwich haven't been playing so well, the term passion, the term not giving it all for the shirt has been thrown out a lot. Does that exist in football? Or is that just a very easy way of...
I think exactly that. It's just an easy way of pointing a finger at somebody. There's no way on earth, and this is any player that I've played with, there's no way on earth anybody goes out intentionally, play bad or have a bad day. And everybody is looking to win the game. Yes, there'll be people that are confident, other people having a little crisis of confidence or whatever it may be.
And that was it at Millwall. We just rolled over and died. There was a real lack of confidence.
Yeah, but then even then, there's at times where the team will carry one or two through. You can't have 5, 6 or 7. If you've got 2 or 3 that are maybe off it, the rest will maybe carry them through. Which was certainly the case. Paul Lambert used to say it all the time with us. And it is easy just to say, there was no passion there. That's not the case. Well, certainly not in my case or any players that I've played with.
You know what we always say about the Paul Lambert era is we say this regularly on this podcast, and please don't take this the wrong way. You're going to take it the wrong way.
What are you going to say?
You are going to...
You sure you want to say that?
Yeah. No, I don't care. I'm already too far gone. We believe that if you look at the generations... Oh, God, I wish I hadn't started this now. If you look at the generations of City players, in terms of the on-paper quality, when at the time, League One, Championship, our team on paper probably wasn't as good as the other teams. But in terms of the way that the team fought... No, it's true. No, please don't take this wrong way, but it is totally true. So if you look at our team now, you look at our bench and you go, blimey, wow.
Yeah, but and again, I'm not saying anything, but then is that because of the fees that have been paid for these players? Or is it because I'll go back.
I think you fought harder because you were the underdog. That's what I'm saying, Simon.
Our group, Your Majesty. Our group, we had that, but we had quality as well. We did.
You did have quality,
you look at it,
but I think you had less quality than what this team has got now. I think there's more individual talent. I think you guys work together a lot better. But what I'm saying is, I know. What I'm saying, Simon, is I think this team now has got the potential to replicate what you guys did under Paul Lambert, because I think it's the same type of players.
Yeah, well, obviously, I hope they do. And I know where you're coming from, but like I go back to our squad. Like you look at the quality we had in our team.
Saying that, you were on the bench, weren't you, Paul Lambert Era? So that's star quality.
Well, when the Premier League, I made a couple of appearances with him, which was great. But in the Championship, played lots of games for League One, and it was honestly I would back our team over today's team.
What the side that you played?
Yes,
in?
100%.
Yeah,
I know you're saying that maybe on paper, but the game isn't played on paper.
This is what I'm saying. I totally agree.
And I think we had quality. Wes is still in both squads, obviously.
But talk about Wes.
Where do you start? Where do you start?
Is he the best player you've ever played with in City colours?
Him and Dan Huckerby. Yeah,
the
two of them. Just for their natural ability to change a game, to win a game.
Like fine wine.
Exactly. Well, this is the thing. I was doing the co-columns, I think it was... what game was it at home? Whatever it was, and they were talking about Wes and he can't play every game, and why can't he? He's fit as a fiddle, he want to play every game. You see guys like Frank Lampard and things playing 60 odd games a season.
True.
If Wes O'Lohan's fit for me, and obviously I'm not the manager or the head coach, sorry, I don't pick a team, but if he's fit, he plays for me.
Agreed.
I mean, let's go back to that squad then. That you would back your team over the current team. What was it about that team? Because it was so well together, it was so well gelled, there was so much fight. How was that crafted?
Exactly what you said there, the togetherness.
But how do you create that?
Well, the manager, so Paul Lambert, Ian Culverhouse, Gary Carser, they just got us all together by telling us what they wanted from us, and it was up to us whether we wanted to buy into it or not. And you found that every one of us did.
Was there a massive fine structure when you were playing? Was it like a torture chamber at half time?
There was a few.
Here we go.
There was a few hefty fines, like
for being late and stuff like that.
Yeah,
which
but
is fine.
But
That's
nothing.
acceptable.
There was a few heated words at times as well from obviously the manager being a kind of red-blooded Scotsman. But
I hope you didn't bark back.
You daren't. Not a chance. You wouldn't have lasted long if you did. But that was, you had this feeling of you didn't want to let him down.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you were scared of it, it was a respect for him. But he certainly had a presence when he walked into the dressing room. Everybody sat up and took notice.
Agreed, and I do think that Farker has got that respect aura about him, but he's now kind of enhancing this kind of okay, fight for me kind of thing, and I think we saw that at Sheffield. We did, so that excites me a lot. For me, watching the Paul Lambert team that you featured in so often was, if we were losing 1-0, 2-0, I'm still on the edge of my seat. Like, we're going to win this game.
Yeah, and
me and my dad would stand up and say, so I'm Lappin King of Spain, he's going to score a hat-trick, we're in. But you know what? We believed, and you know what? More often than not, it worked. More often than not, we got the result.
And that was just, I don't know, you guys were saying sit in the stand, the players were the same. We had a belief that no matter what happened in the game, somebody would do something, somebody would come up with a goal or a bit of quality to create a chance, and we would win the game. And more often than not, it happened. And it was, even in the tunnel, like, if you asked any of that group, you'd be standing at times thinking you don't stand a chance against us today. Even though you're saying a better side than you, we just knew we would have more than them to win the game. Were you a barker
in the tunnel? Were you or do you kind of sit there and kind of stare them out? Or
no, I'm not.
Not in
the tunnel. On the pitch,
would you do
the
anything?
lads probably hated me because I was one of the biggest moaners.
Why?
Off the pitch, not at all. Okay. Well, maybe one or two people would say, my wife would maybe say different. But on the pitch, training,
you're a moaner.
The biggest moaner I think I've ever played with. So, but
that's fine.
But it wasn't personal. It was never personal.
Exactly,
and I wasn't the only one. There was quite a few in that group, believe me. So
it worked.
Exactly.
So we've had tons of compliments from Paul Lambert.
I quickly want to stick with Paul Lambert quickly. I don't want to touch on it too much, but since Norwich, Paul Lambert, he's struggled, hasn't he, in terms of the teams he's been at and the results he's got. Why did it work so well at Norwich? Because since then, it hasn't really clicked for him.
I just go back to, I think he had our dressing room in the palm of his hand. I do. And again, I go back to, it wasn't, we were scared of him. Yeah. Maybe at times you were, but he just had this aura about him and a presence, and you didn't want to let him. I'm fine, thank you.
It's that thing.
You know, olives? Was there not olives on the table?
Do you want the olives?
No, I'm
Do you
fine,
genuinely
thank
want
you.
the olives? I
I'm
will
fine,
get the
thank
olives
you.
out.
I'm fine,
I can't get
thanks.
these out. They're too tightly crammed.
Jack.
But when he went somewhere else, he maybe found it difficult to get a group together with the same, buying into the same things. And obviously I wasn't in any other dressing with him, so he still, when he went to Villa, I think he kind of halved their wage bill or something like that, and managed to keep them in the Premier League, so that in itself is a success.
If you do well at Villa, you're doing very well.
And then Blackburn, obviously we've seen what was going on with the owners and things there. It was in Wolves pretty similar.
Yeah, isn't that the best?
It seems as if it was above kind of the coaching upstairs and whatnot with the board of directors or whatever it may be. It just didn't work out. But certainly for me, the best managers that I would probably say that the whole group of lads would say the same thing.
Right then, Simon, we've had tons of confidence for Big PL.
Yep.
Who is the worst manager you've played under? Come on, give us something. Or maybe not the worst. Was there a manager that you conflicted with the most? Should we
even
word it
boys
like that?
club level when I was a kid and things?
No, specifically Norwich City Football Club.
No comment.
Can we guess?
You can guess if you like.
I think I know.
We all know who it is, but Simon's not revealing. But there's a reason
I
why.
only played with a few, so...
But there's a reason why you're not revealing, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
What is the reason?
Well, I've been been invited along to give a chapter in McDennis's Tales from the City. So
Plug.
So there'll be a bit more in there on one or two things. So I was really chuffed when he asked me to do it. And
I can't wait to
looking
actually
forward
read
to it.
that.
I'm chuffed to be sending that invoice along to Mick for.
This wasn't pre-planned.
So yeah, Sheffield United. Let's talk quickly about Chris Wilder's reaction there, Gaff. He lost his head big time.
My God, the bitterness. Unbelievable. He was like a 12-year-old kid.
I was watching it and I genuinely thought he was going to kind of crack out of it and go, I'm only joking. Like,
I thought he was going to
But
cry.
I've only seen bits of it.
well, he was saying that the Norwich bus driver was at fault because.
Yeah, I seen that.
What is all of this about?
Well, the biggest thing you say is, if they won the game, does any of this even get mentioned? Of course it doesn't.
Very true.
There is in a nutshell for me. I think it's just frustration more than anything. Looking at anything they can to try and...
Time wasting, coach driver, what other excuses have we got here? The ref. We've got just all sorts.
I mean,
we can have a single yellow card for time wasting, by the way.
I'm pretty
which
sure
makes
as
argument
well, if Sheffield go away somewhere and they're 1-0 up, maybe backs against the wall, are they going to time waste? Of course they are.
This is
100%.
exactly it, Simon. They will come to our place and they will park the bus because they haven't got the quality, unless they have
If
you
the
on
bus
loan,
makes
of
it in
course.
time, like...
Yeah.
It's about time we saw this kind of stuff from Norwich, though, because for the past 5 seasons we've been so just being able to be rolled over away from home.
But Jack, we broke the flow up in the game. That was another excuse, by the way. You can judge my team how you want to judge it, but I tell you what, I set my team out.
Stop that.
The audio levels now have distorted.
Sorry, guys. You moaned at the food last week. You've got Chris Wilder tapping this week. He actually genuinely complained about the way we set our team up, saying that we broke the flow up of the game. Well, of course we're going to break the flow up of the game. And by the way, and I'm sorry, look, we know that Simon spent some time at Sheffield United, so we're not going to put. We'll just not include Simon for this bit, unless he wants to dive in, of course. But fighting outside the ground after the game is possibly the most pathetic, moronic thing I have witnessed. To knock a man out from behind who's not provoked anything.
Broke his jaw as well.
Yeah, that's right, Simon. Yeah, that's
I
right.
never knew that.
Yeah,
Never knew that.
good. Well, you can join in with the hate club.
Well, that's...
Because we're well in.
Not just that, that's terrible at any.
Yeah.
To go and watch
And-
a game of football and end up, no matter where it is, to come away with that is...
Exactly.
It's disgraceful.
And elderly people caught up in it because people are moving into the stadium for their own safety, and women and kids, and it's really, really, really disappointing. And I think the cherry on the cake was the South Yorkshire police tweeting, "Yeah, we've arrested 2 Norwich fans," and all the Sheffield United fans going, "Yeah, I told you, oh, shut up, I told you." Hashtag NCFC Twitter blades. And then what happens? Sorry, guys. The two fans we arrested were actually Sheffield United fans.
Good old South Yorkshire police.
Oh dear. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing.
Just made the 3 points even more sweet.
I can't wait. By the way, we're going to... seriously, we are going to stuff them, aren't we, at Carrow Road? Unless they park the bus, of course, but that would be unfair, wouldn't it?
Because of what's happened and what's been said, it's going to become a bit...
It's going to be some fire, isn't there?
A grudge match kind of thing. What I will say in my time, Sheffield United is a massive club.
It is.
Absolutely massive. So to go there on Saturday and get 3 points is absolutely huge. I think people were making a lot of the Burton game disappointing. Yeah, it wasn't a great spectacle by all accounts. But it's another point on the board.
Yep.
People were just expecting, because they lost 5-0 the weekend before, that it was going to be a case of they're going to turn up. What are they going to do when they come to Carrow Road? They're going to park the bus and take a point and frustrate Norwich and everything. And it's clever tactical play, it is, to get what they need out of the game. And Norwich maybe did bits of that on Saturday, but managed to come away with 3 points.
It's about time. Norwich, we haven't been nasty Norwich since you played.
Thanks very much. Is that nasty?
That's a compliment. It's true though, isn't it?
That is true.
We need to dig in deep and do it the rough way if we need to.
Should we get into some questions?
Yeah, go on then.
Because, of course, we've got the Brentford game in the Cup, but this is going to be released about an hour before kick-off, so go and check out my preview that's already on the channel. And, of course, we've got Bristol City coming up, but there'll be another video on that. So, questions, and lots of them, so thank you. Now, we didn't disclose which former player was coming on.
Okay.
I gave some hints. So these are kind of, well, we'll see what they're like. Alfie Cross starts things off. Were there any loud people in the dressing room who people wouldn't expect? Or the other way round, quiet people who are usually loud?
No, I think in my time at the club, our dressing room, everybody was quite vocal. There was some louder than others.
Like who?
Tierney.
Mr. Holt was pretty loud spoken. Could always hear him before you saw him. Mark Tierney was chirpy as well. He was very lively. Sometimes, you know,
too lively.
When you get in the morning, you've had a rough night with the kids or whatever.
Oh God!
Do you ever hear from Mark?
No, I haven't, and real shame what happened to him. Like, it was great in his time here.
It was, yeah.
And a real shame for him to have to retire at such a young age in terms of football as well. Footballing age. But there was plenty of great characters in the dressing room. Matty Gill used to have me in absolute stitches, and him and Owen Tudor-Jones, Andrew Surman. Just a great group of boys.
By the way, Surman's smashing it now,
He
isn't
is,
he?
yeah.
There's only one player I want to know about. GD. Talk to me about that man. Gary Doherty, the ginger
What a
Pele.
guy. What a guy.
What an
Do you know
absolute
when I first turned
guy.
up? It was 2000,
He's a striker, isn't he?
2007 when I signed, right, and I was
Peter
Dan
Grant.
Huckerby, Peter Grant, like huge
Peter the
debt of
Pointer.
gratitude, so, Peter the Pointer, for him for signing me. I walked in the dressing room, you get Dan Huckerby, Dion Dublin sitting there, these guys that you've watched in the match today, Gary Doherty. Because Gary Doherty had been around for years, I'm thinking, God, he must be the same age as Dion Dublin. He'll kill me when he sees me, like, but I found that he was only about 24 or 25. I'm thinking, there's no way he's only 24 or 25, but
he's just a magnificent man.
So funny as well. And
is he?
Do you know what? He had so many tricks as well.
He had everything, didn't he? That big swooping tackle that he had. He didn't look like he could play football. And he was a striker for Tottenham for a while, wasn't he?
Great
He's
on
got
a night
everything
out.
in his locker, isn't
Loved that night out as well.
Great on a night out, really? Oh,
What
man. What's he doing now? Do you know?
I don't know if he's doing much, other than spending nights out. But I did speak to him. I was in London.
You've got to get him on this podcast.
Yeah,
he's an
definitely.
absolute
He would
hero.
love it. As long as you're a night out after it.
Yeah, fine.
So, but I spoke to him a couple of months ago. And he was doing fine, but
just doing what Ginger Pele does.
Just practicing his tricks.
Oh, what a boy!
Great guy.
Right, next one. I think I know the answer to this already. Jack Evans, what is your favourite Norwich City chant?
It's got to be mine.
It's got to be yours.
Another one.
Something.
By the way,
all the ones that we were used to are "We are going up" all day ones at that time, so that'll forever live in my memory. All the kind of ones. It was. I like Wesley's one as well. That was always good.
Talk
Norfolk
to me.
Cafe.
You like a bit of the Norfolk Cafe, do you?
Yeah.
Right. What I really want to know is, you're standing on the pitch and On the Ball City rings out for the first time.
Yeah.
You hear it.
Do you know
what? Honestly, just talk to me about, because that's something that, you know, as young blokes, we all just dream about. Just that moment where you're on the pitch.
On my debut, when they did it, I don't know what's going on here kind of thing, and it's the first kind of shout of it, and certainly get the hairs on the back of your neck standing up, and you hear every single person in the ground singing it, and the atmosphere when it is like that, and when obviously the time that we had, and it was absolutely buoyant, it was amazing, just great place to play.
You didn't really have any bad times at Norwich, really, did you?
We had a couple of spells, or things weren't going great, but the memories from you are all very good. You like the biscuits, don't you?
Very, very good, actually, yeah.
Cheers, Miss Lappin.
Anytime.
I love this question from Beer Bogs, who says, which talent would you rather have? 1. Delia's cooking skills. 2. Stephen Fry's knowledge. 3. Wes's left foot. Or 4. Daniel Farke's style.
I see them again.
So we've got
Delia.
Delia's cooking. Have you ever had a meal cooked by Delia?
No. Do you know what? I'm going to go for that. I would rather. Yeah, just because I never have had a meal cooked by Delia. Wes's left foot is tempting. Obviously, Stephen Fry's knowledge as well. I'm not so sure about.
You know what?
Daniel Farke, he looks quite stylish, yeah, but I think I'm doing all right. I'll go for Delia's cooking skills.
I've got a comment about Delia. I've got a complaint with Delia.
Oh, whoa, hold on a minute.
I've decided, you know, everyone moans about the fact, you know, our recruitment's been poor and we can't sign big players. Why the hell is Delia not cooking a meal to lure them in? So Daniel Farke meets them in London. Yeah.
London? Why?
No, just up the game.
Okay.
Just up the game, okay? Daniel Farke meets them in London. Delia needs to be in the kitchen. And I'm sorry. If Delia Smith rocked up with canapes and I'm sitting there as a player and I'm thinking, Delia Smith's just serving canapes.
Yeah,
100%. And I'm sorry, Delia. I know you're getting on, but I expect that from her now. I really do. I think that's the difference.
That could be the difference.
She was absolutely brilliant, and I wouldn't expect her to cook for me. I think that's terrible, he's saying, but if I was to have her cook for me, I would have her cook me.
I love Delia.
Haggis, neeps and tatties.
Really?
On my birthday as well. Rabbi Burnsday. I'll have her cook it then.
There you go, Delia.
Well, if you want
open invitation, Delia.
Yeah. Now Tom asks, was there ever a time when you seriously doubted your manager's leadership?
Tales of the City.
No, not so much.
Can we just say the manager?
When I've saw managers, not just here, I've seen it. You can see that their time's up. Yeah. You know, and their time's up, and boys aren't listening to them. And any player will have seen it at some point in their career. People talk about losing the. I don't know so much about losing the dressing room and all that kind of. Again, that's another cliche, but
we had it last season, didn't we?
You do see when somebody's time's up at a club.
When did you think Alex Neil's time was up last season? Was there a point when you went there's no return here?
Well, there was a point when they had the was it 10 games?
Without a win,
6 points from 10 games or something. You were thinking, God, it can't go on much longer if they've got any aspirations of doing something. But then they went on to get manager the month, the following month, I think, after that spell, and you're thinking, it was actually doing the scrimmage the night before it happened. We were saying if they're not going to sack him, they're not going to do it at all. And then sure enough, the very next day he was gone. But no, I think people as well got to remember what he did is taking the club up.
Yeah,
true.
Robert Collins loved this question as well. If there was a film made about your career/life, who would you cast to play the role of you?
Oh God,
it's got to be a king, isn't it? Surely.
Just a king.
Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is pretty boss, isn't he?
I don't know.
Wolverine.
Do you watch many films? Are you a film kind of man?
Yeah, I do. When I get time from the kids and things.
Flying planes.
Yeah, exactly. But who would play me? I don't know.
What would you say your main traits are? It's stylish.
He's a moaner. He said he's a moaner.
Moaner, stylish. Yeah.
On time, very punctual.
Yeah, generous.
Probably most punctual guest yet, by the way. Not only is he punctual, but he brings blooming biscuits with him.
Exactly. I don't know who would play me.
Comment down below. We'll let the people decide.
Yeah.
We'll let the people decide. If you had to pick an actor to play Simon Lappin, who would it be and why? Finn Stevens, you've already answered his question about if Dealey could cook you one dish, what would it be?
Haggis, neeps and tatties.
There you go. Lewis asks, what was your favourite thing about playing for Norwich City?
One thing. You've only got one thing. Go on. Say something really passionate that's going to like make people cry who's watching this.
Walking off from Carrow Road after an unbelievable victory, if it was a 1-0 or a 2-1,
Yeah.
and you felt you'd earned it, and the adulation of the crowd. There you go.
Wow.
26,000 people applauding.
Oh, yes. Go on, keep going, Simon.
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
That's
you can't beat
passion.
that. Right, T92 Bristol Rovers. Any links with Bristol Rovers?
I've been at Bristol.
Now, he said to Jack and Chris, do you get recognised in public a lot? But I'm going to ask you, Simon, do you still get recognised in public? And also, most awkward experience with a fan?
Yeah, you get recognised around the city and things, which is nice, obviously. Can't remember anything too awkward.
Do people still call you the king? Do people go up to you and just literally say, "Oh, it's the King of Spain"?
Yeah, actually they do.
I just love that so much.
When it went off. But no, nothing. The fans have always been great to me here. They have.
Yeah.
I've never had any awkward moments. Maybe on a night out or something, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember.
You would Gary
But
Doherty.
other than that, no, nothing awkward.
Favourite place to go out in Norwich?
Different now. When I was younger and it was just my wife and I were here, but the kids, we like going to kind of quiet pubs and things for a nice Sunday roast now.
Nice.
Back in the day, it was always
Go on.
Prince of Wales Road and
Oh,
Rocco's Mercy, the usual
Love
ones.
it.
And
Classic, classic. Louis, will Norwich finish in the playoffs?
I
Quickfire.
think it's far too early to tell you.
Oh, son, you've got to say yes to
No,
that.
well, far too early. That's my.
Oh.
See, the next 5-6 games go getting towards November time, and
We'll get you back on and ask you then.
Yeah.
I'm not bringing biscuits again.
We'll keep them for next time.
Haggis
Cop
next
DM
time.
Art, who's kindly done this. If you could go back in time, which team would you want to be a part of? Now, any team ever in football.
Not Norwich.
Norwich and another team.
Well-
I suppose you were in one of the best teams, weren't you? I suppose.
I think there was a few, obviously,
Of
before
your,
us
of
as
your
well.
generation, Jack.
Yeah.
Well, the team that I loved as a kid was, this might be before your time actually, like when it used to be Football Italia, it was on a Sunday.
Okay, yeah.
Just
Before your time.
What year?
Talking about 92, 93.
Before my time.
So I'd literally
Really?
just been welcomed into the world that year. So.
God, I thought I
Yeah.
was younger than used to as well. So it was Football Italia. Every Sunday afternoon was spent with my dad watching that, and the AC Milan team
Yeah.
of that era. God, just if you could have been part of that, they were unbelievable.
Bit of a more modern team, come on.
More modern team,
Slightly. In the last 10 years.
Barcelona.
Yeah?
Oh, without doubt.
Yeah, but then...
People always ask you Barcelona, Real Madrid.
but Messi wouldn't play because you'd be there.
I think he might just get in the team. I think before me.
You might get a place on the bench.
Yeah, I'll take that. Barcelona's bench, you could do all right.
Yeah. Joe Drury is asking the big question of the day: red or brown sauce?
Brown.
Good man.
Yeah. I've had this argument with my
Yes.
father-in-law actually.
Of
When he
course.
comes down and I make him nice poached eggs for breakfast and
Yeah, good
have
man.
brown sauce on it. What would you have?
Brown sauce
Brown.
all day.
I wouldn't have
Well,
either with a
well-
poached egg.
And he looks at me in disgust and puts tomato.
You know what? I'm a peri-peri convert.
On your poached eggs?
No. I don't have any sauce with the poached eggs.
Right.
But peri-peri sauce literally goes with everything. Honestly.
Yeah, he chucks like that.
Put it with you.
Nando's
Honestly,
sauce,
you
mate.
fry up, peri-peri sauce.
No.
Crisps,
No, I'm having that either.
peri-peri
No, I'm
sauce.
having that.
Burgers, peri-peri sauce. Honestly. It's the one.
Just Nando's and stuff.
Yeah. Honestly. Give
No,
it a try.
No, I'll stick to the brown, I think.
Yeah, stick to the brown. Sam Norton, what do you now? I suppose we've kind of touched on this. What do you now do during your free time? Do you enjoy a good book? Listen to funky music?
No,
drink
flying.
fancy wine with friends or anything else?
Do you know what? I've actually made a point of trying to read more books
Yeah, nice.
rather than.
Have you read this one, Simon?
No, because she's not made me a meal yet, so I'm not going to read it.
You need to.
God, there's some reading in
It's
that.
a
isn't there?
classic. Yeah, that'll keep you busy for a while, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
It's got to be. You keep
you know-
talking. I'll find neeps and tatties.
Do you know what? Delia actually, she signed a cookbook for my mum when she came down for a game, and my
she's
mother was
just-
absolutely made up with it. She was.
Have you met
delighted.
Delia's mum before?
Yeah,
She is
she's awesome.
fantastic.
She's awesome.
When I used to do the stadium tours, it always made me giggle, right? Because what they do is, before Delia's mum comes out, they lay 2 or 3 layers of blankets on top of her seat for her to sit on and then wrap herself up in.
Why don't we get this trip?
Yeah, why don't we, Jack? By the Barclay Wall.
I saw Kai Kamara on Twitter the other day. Posted a picture. He was cooking out of Delia's cookbook.
Yeah, good.
There you go. All over the world, she's global.
She's indeed. How many copies has she sold? 6 million copies.
There you go.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
But as I say, I've made a point to try to read a bit more.
I've got a question. Speaking of 6 million, not putting you at that value, what would you value yourself in the current transfer market?
Well, the way it's going is at least 6 million. Something in the
what would you honestly say?
Oh God, I don't know.
Okay, so let me just...
We asked
put
Ross
the
this
scenario
question. He said about 2.5, I think, of himself.
Really? Did you really say that?
If you I'm saying 2.75.
Joe Caps asks, best player you've ever played against?
Against?
Yeah.
Oh, quite a few. Directly against, I would have to say Van Persie.
Oh wow!
At the Emirates, the first minute he completely twisted me up, and I didn't know where I was at that point. But he was something else.
Was that in the 3-3?
3-3.
That was a great game.
Stevie Morrison.
Yeah.
But you go back to Celtic and Rangers teams that I played against in Scotland as well. Somebody played Henry Larsson. I'm not sure if I played against Mr. Lambert, but I played against that kind of era. Some of the players in that group were incredible. Rangers as well, but the players down here, I think my second game was against Chelsea in the FA Cup, and I was standing there thinking, do you know what I mean?
No, here we go.
It was amazing.
Good
to experience that so early in my Norwich career, but Van Persie was the one that sticks out in my head.
Top player, wasn't he? Top player. Sam asks, what's your go-to playlist before a game? What was you? Were you a headphones man?
I would be now because again, this is me showing my age. Some of the music, if you want to call it music, is played in the dressing room is abysmal. It's actually abysmal. It's not even music. It's just somebody talking. There's not a beat to it.
Yeah, you know,
it's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
I've got this picture of you just kind of bagpipes, like real traditional Scottish music.
You're stupid.
Stereotypes.
I just love stereotypes.
No,
I would
you
have
felt
to,
that out, wouldn't you?
I would have to go
for.
Yeah, that gets me up for a game. That I would go probably
the Flower of Scotland.
No, like 90s dance music.
Oh wow!
Early 90s dance music.
Are you about the Ibiza vibe?
We could probably before that.
We could
I'm
be talking
like.
Give us your favourite dance track. Go on.
Favourite dance track?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, God,
Jack doesn't like house music or dance music.
I'm talking like Snap.
Oh, hello.
Wow.
Corona, Hadaway, all these kind of the Time Frequency, do you remember them?
No.
So this is early 90s music, or maybe even a bit of rock. Like a bit of rock, like something
this
proper.
is it. With a bagpipe.
I can't remember if it was Norwich or when I was at St Johnstone, and they used to play the Joker and the Thief. And honestly, the beat of that was absolutely brilliant. But the music now, I think what they should do in most dressing rooms, everybody pick a song for a playlist. So because some of the music I've listened in recent years, I actually want to get out of the dressing room. It's just torture. Absolutely torture.
You have the worst taste.
At Norwich.
At Norwich, anybody that was younger than me, all the younger ones, the music was. No, the kit man Steve Rigby, who's still there, he used to do the playlist. He was brilliant. Yeah, and he was kind of 80s stuff as well.
I love that. That's part of his job.
Mix.
We love Riggers. He's a good guy.
He's top man. He really is top man. Still speak to him nearly on a daily basis. So. But he was in charge of the music at that time.
Right, Christopher Dell asks, best/worst hotel roommate. Did you have a few over the years? Or
I did. Ross.
Best or worst?
He would got a bit of the best.
Okay.
Goes to bed at a reasonable time. Leon Barnett, who I shared with probably the most of it. Great guy. Yeah. And it was we both kind of became parents around about the same time. So we couldn't wait for some of the away games to catch up to sleep.
We have this impression of Russ. We've answered a really quirky question, which was who, if you could pick any Norwich player to go on an away day, who would it be? Me and Jack said Russ because we've just got this impression that he's just the kind of guy that like folds his clothes the night before and has like a schedule of everything timed out.
He is not like that.
No, really.
No, he's very laid back. Like he's not uptight and anything. Not kind of OCD or anything like that at all. Like very laid back. So Bjorn Barnett, Stephen Hughes, keep the Scots together.
Worst Norwich chant in the history of time is Stephen Hughes. Hughes. How awful is that?
It's decent, that. A good beat to it.
It's the Chris Wilder.
But I did share with Holty a few times, and he just doesn't go to sleep.
Does he not?
Oh,
does he just like constantly watch himself against Ipswich over again? Just
that's what it was.
Scoring.
Once I score again, and no, but it was, I can't remember who we were playing, but it was Jules Holland or something was on the telly on Friday night.
He's just watching it,
and he was just singing along to every single at the top of his voice, and I'm like, we just go to bed. We've got a game tomorrow. But
that's how he prepped.
But other than that, I can't have too many complaints about. Maybe they would say different about me, right enough.
Matthew Ellis asks, are you recognised more in Norfolk or Spain?
Spain.
James Mackay asks, what made you want to come to play for Norwich, and what did you like most about the city?
Yes, what a question.
Well, I think even when I was a kid at St Mirren, I didn't make any secret that I wanted to go to England and play. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, I had the opportunity to go to Ipswich.
Did you?
No. It was nothing set in stone, but the opportunity to go down there and to see if anything came of it. But I chose to sign for St Mirren because at the time they were...
Chose to sign for a big club.
Exactly, a real team. So
yeah, good decision.
And they were notorious for bringing younger ones through to play in the first team. And I managed to get in the first team early.
So you could have been a scummer.
Thank God I'm not. Thank God.
Well done, Simon. Cheers, bud.
So, like I say, I always wanted to go to England. And the first there was other clubs kind of sniffing that I'd heard about, nothing concrete. And then when Norwich came in, in all honesty, I didn't really know. I'd seen it in the map and the weather and things. I never really given much thought to where Norwich was. But I knew they were a big club, and Delia Smith, of course. And when I saw the training ground, the stadium, spoke to Peter Grant, again, eternally grateful.
Scott on Scott.
Exactly, eternally grateful to him for bringing me to the club. And it was an easy decision once I'd been down here.
I'm not convinced that you went to Colney and you were like, oh, this is a great training.
Why do you disrespect Colney? I'm fed up with this. Why? No.
High standards.
If you go to look at all of the most of the London clubs that aren't in the Premier League.
I just came from a club where you went to the stadium, you piled into each other's cars.
You've got to stop this.
Drove to a public park and trained. So for me, it was a little bit like, wow, this is incredible.
You've got to stop disrespecting Colney.
Colney's.
It's a beautiful place to play football
exactly.
as well, by the way.
And the surfaces are immaculate. Okay. So.
I'm sorry.
Stop moaning about Colney.
I'm sorry, Colney. Chris Nicholas asked, most embarrassing story about a teammate on a night out. Now, if you don't want to name names, that's fine, but I do want the ins and outs.
No, come on. We've got to stop letting Simon off the hook. He's already kept the fact that he doesn't like Glen Road.
I'm trying to think. There's plenty, but I don't know if I can tell you anything.
What about one that's slightly... You'll allow it?
I would need more time to think about anything. It's not to...
Who's the night out? Was there like a crew? Was there like a group of players where it's like they're always out? You know they'll be out after a win. 3 points, they're out on the round.
Do you know what? Again, the team that I played, and the majority of them were there. And I think that's maybe lost now in the modern game. I'm not saying the drinking culture side of it, but...
Togetherness.
Yeah, off the pitch as well. If there was, even if there was days out through the week or whatever, and a bite to eat, the majority of the squad would have been there.
That's good.
And it definitely helps on the pitch as well. It's massive.
Well dodged.
But exactly, did you see that there?
Yeah, that was nice.
Nice.
Well, he has said that Gary Doherty was live on a night out, so we'll accept that.
Yeah, it was great on a night out.
Was he?
But some great stories, but obviously...
Are you allowed to say...
If you turn the camera off, I'll do it.
Okay, fine.
Now, this is a bit of a strange one from Tommy, but he asked, which former teammate wouldn't you trust to own a puppy?
What?
That was random,
it is random.
Maybe not trustworthy or not very organised.
Do you know what? I wouldn't trust myself because I'm not an animal lover.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I just...
What, scared of dogs? Or?
I think that's what it was when I was a kid. I was scared of dogs and just turned into... I don't like animals.
Right, okay. Theo, if you've got caught in a zombie apocalypse with 3 Norwich City players, who's got your back?
Who's got my back?
You've got to have Dion Dublin in there, surely. No? Interesting.
Andrew Crofts.
Oh.
Right. Why?
Yeah.
He's an animal.
He's got that thug look about him, isn't he? No offence to Andrew Crofts.
He's an absolute gentleman as well.
Is he?
Yeah. What a guy. They're all great guys I've played with. They're all just top men. Andrew Crofts. Dion Dublin just for his size. Yeah.
He's a beast, isn't he?
Crofts,
Dublin.
And I've got to pick Ross just so he can give me a hug.
And if it all goes wrong. It all goes wrong. Right, I think that's actually all the questions. Or most of the ones that we can read on air anyway. Alright then, let's talk about the couple of games coming up. Brentford and Bristol City, 2 big games. First of all, cup games.
Yep.
Too bothered about that?
Well, people seem to think that when the cup comes around that they take their eye off the ball. It's not important. It is important because A, there's a chance to go on a cup run, possibly get to Wembley, and B, it keeps that momentum going.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a couple of positive results, 7 points from 9, and to keep the momentum going, regardless of the competition. So there's that. But again, a cup game can throw up anything. It could be any result tomorrow night. I don't know, the manager will probably make a few changes, I would imagine, with the game Saturday in mind. So once that's out of the way, then on to Saturday, it's a chance to put more points on the board. We were talking earlier about we're going to get the playoffs. At this stage of the season...
Say yes, Simon. Just say yes. Go on, commit.
No, I'm not going to be pressured into it.
It's so safe, Simon. I'm going to call him now. Sod the King of Spain.
So, to keep the momentum going, put points on the board, and then you can start to see the league taking shape and where teams are going to likely be.
Are we going to beat Ipswich this season?
Of course we are. Yeah,
good man.
Of course
Not hesitating saying that.
Good man.
That's a given, isn't it?
Anything else you want to add, Chris?
I'm happy. Simon smashed it.
No, I'm delighted. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Genuine pleasure. Genuine pleasure.
Top
Thank
and
you so
honour
much for coming along. And hit subscribe, hit like, and we will see you very soon for another podcast.